Hello and welcome to this walkthrough of how to use Noticia Go AI Review for an initial pass of a privilege review. Most of the time you'll do this after you've already reviewed for relevance, but it really does depend on your workflow. We have a sample prompt here, which includes the scan for privileged content. In this case, we're looking under Canadian law at a high level. We're looking for various different privilege types. And we're also saying if legal advice is given, indicate potential privilege. So we want to take a look at any documents that mention legal advice, even if it may not be explicitly privileged. So what we're requesting is a specific privilege call in one of these three answers. If it's privileged or potentially privileged, we want the privilege type indicated, the involved parties, and a justification, even supporting excerpts for that privileged decision, just to help us understand and justify the choice that was made. Further, we can use this content to search and do some coding from there. So this is the prompt that we're going to be using. I'm just going to go ahead and hide this, and we can do our first scan of this document over here on the right. In this case, it's saying it's not privileged. There's no privilege types, and it gives a little justification for its privileged decision. In this case as well, not privileged. So to continue down the list, we just want to make sure that we're getting responses that we're happy with. So potentially privileged. Now we can understand why. It's saying here's who's involved, and here's the justification. So it does include communications. And it indicates that some of the emails may be considered privileged as they involve discussions about legal strategy. Okay, so we're talking about documents that may be privileged, and the conversation about those documents, in this case, may or may not be privileged. So this is really just a sample set of documents. It's not related to any particular case, but we're getting a summary of why here, and we're getting our call on potentially privileged. So if we're happy with the responses we're getting here, what we can do is write this to our privilege field, and that will populate this response field in Nuix. This allows us to save our decisions, use them in searches, and apply our coding from there. What we can also do is if we're consistently happy with the responses we're getting and we have to review a larger set of documents, let's say the rest of our list, we want to apply the same prompt, we can come down and run a bulk scan. And that just allows us to run the exact same prompt on this full set of documents. We'll go ahead and scan the list, and it'll go one by one, same thing as you would be doing if you were running the active document, just all in a row, and fairly quickly move through and get our privileged decisions. You can see it took 8 seconds for these 5 documents, and now we have our privileged decision on each one saved, searchable, and usable in the rest of our review. I will share this sample prompt, and otherwise, happy privilege reviewing.